There are a lot of reasons as to what makes Kung Fu Panda such a compelling watch, even as an adult, and I think the biggest has to do with its story. Yes, the one involving a talking panda taking on his dream of becoming a dragon warrior. But what sounds like such a silly concept easily turns into one of the most influential stories surrounding destiny and fate, and what it takes to achieve what you've always wanted to become. With every story, we start with a protagonist, someone who wants to achieve a goal more than anything. And for us, that character is Po, an insecure panda who will stop at nothing to fight alongside the Furious Five. But like any character with obstacles, Po is held back by his father, who dreams of Po to be the next owner of his noodle shop. But when Po is met with what seems to be a stroke of luck, he's chosen to be the next dragon warrior. A decision that is met by anger and confusion by everyone except him, a nobody who finally has a chance to live his dream. But Po's obstacles have only seemed to get worse, and instead of making his father proud, Po now has to prove to the Furious Five, along with Master Shifu, that he has what it takes to be the Dragon Warrior. And while Po has to fight his own demons of self-hatred to conquer his dream, he has to take on Shifu's resistance as well. And it becomes his biggest threat between him and his destiny, because Shifu is a character full of doubt, questioning Master Oogway's instinctive decisions. And at first, he is unwilling to believe in Po, as he has trained the Furious Five his whole life for this exact moment. This blind faith that Oogway asks of Shifu is the kind that he's strayed from his entire life, and while always believing in the logical, he has separated himself from his master. And without truly believing in the panda, Po has no chance in becoming the Dragon Warrior. There's a scene between Oogway and Shifu where they talk about a peach tree. Oogway says that you can't make a tree bear fruit, you can only wait for it to blossom. But Shifu argues that he can control when the fruit will fall, or where to plant the seed. But Oogway says that no matter what, the peach seed will only grow into that, a peach tree. Nothing else, no matter what you wish for. Shifu can only see the logical benefits in trust and control, and that believing in the impossible is how you lose a fight, and more importantly, it's how you lose minds. But before leaving, Oogway makes Shifu promise to believe, and it's the push Shifu needs to train Po, and his position as an obstacle quickly turns into an aid for Po, and in no time, Po is on his way to becoming the Dragon Warrior. And the antagonistic traits of Shifu quickly disappear once we jump into the final act, as the villain we all know, Tai Lung, escapes from prison to terrorize all of China. But what makes this so interesting is the story of Tai Lung, an orphan raised and trained by Shifu to become the Dragon Warrior. And when Tai Lung is turned down by Oogway, he is ripped away from his destiny, and he's betrayed by Shifu, the closest thing he's had to a father. Tai Lung has waited his whole life to become the Dragon Warrior, and in just a moment, his life is ripped away from him completely, and the rejection is too much to handle. And while Tai Lung is imprisoned physically, he is also constrained by his mentor, as his actions are a product of Shifu, as he even comes to terms with this in their final interaction. And even though Shifu has seen the wrong in his past actions, they leave a permanent impact on the people he's affected, leaving him to be very much a major cause of both Po's inner struggles of confidence and Tai Lung's poor reaction to rejection. And in a way, the worst part of Shifu lives through his students, the absence of belief. Shifu seems to be the only realist in a cast full of characters with an obsession for destiny. The idea that this has to happen because it's supposed to happen is written all over the film. And while there is the question of whether these characters reach their resolution because of destiny or because of their own free will, Every character except Tai Lung seems to have gotten where they were because at one point, someone believed in them. Shifu kinda created Tai Lung, but he is no more bound by his actions than Tai Lung himself, a narcissist who is willing to put anyone at blame. And even without knowing the result of the final battle between Po and Tai Lung, Shifu is at peace, because he has stopped worrying about which seed to plant, but how to nurture it into a beautiful tree.